everybody, and a very warm welcome to the latest episode of Vinyl Finds Plus The Shrink Must Go. I just came back from Vegas and I traveled with 26 kilogram of records in my hand luggage. And I'm not doing this ever again because it's a hell of a thing to do when you're traveling through 3 airports in one day. I had to set priorities, and my priorities was getting the records safe home. I didn't want to put them in my suitcase because I have seen how they throw the things in the plane. And so I decided to have one of the worst days of my life. But yeah, it was worth it, absolutely. During my stay, I posted some pictures on YouTube, on Instagram, and you asked me some questions. So this video will be about answering the questions and also showing you what I got from Vegas. I'm showing you every record except one. I'll do a separate video about this because this record was the main reason I went to Vegas. Call me crazy, but that was so worth doing it. Anyway, so the questions were if I visited some record stores. I did. Actually, I visited 5. And when I got into these record stores, I always had to remind myself of, Nadine, you have to carry them home. Please don't buy too much. And I pretty much stick up with it. So I was in Moondog Records. They had a great selection. Price was a little high, and also the quality of the records where maybe I'm too choosy, too picky, but when I'm going with my fingers over the surface of a record and I can feel the scratch, which is 2/3 or one side of the record, I'm not buying it. So I bought one record there. I went into Trax Wax, which is a legendary store, and I only heard worse things about it, so I had to see it myself, and all the worst things were true. I went in and out in 15 minutes. This store is a mess. The aisles are stacked with records which haven't been moved, I think, in decades. And if you're a record store and you store your records like this, it's for every customer, at least from my point of view, it's just all my point of view, is a pain in the ass going through like this. I know that many record stores are doing this, but that's, well, after a time, really not such a good thing. But anyway, so I checked some records, and like they were so tight, put together. So when I finally got one out, it was warped because they were not stored the way I think you should store records. But the most annoying part for me was the price policy, and that is you find some records, you have to go downstairs, they check the internet and tell you the price. Honestly, I didn't even bother doing this. So I checked, I looked, and I went in and out in 15 minutes. A friend of mine who visited the store a couple of years ago says the thing is they go on Discogs, get the medium price and add 20% to it. So Discogs price and the real price of a record can be different. So, well, I didn't bother going there again. I went into Zia Records, the small one, bought the used record, was a nice store. I went into Vegas Vinyl, liked that store as well. Great pricing on records, but you have to check the records before you buy them because also some of them were scratched. And I went into Record City near the Sahara, and I loved Record City. I went there 2 times and I love the store. It's just, if you have the chance to go to Vegas, I would absolutely recommend that you go into Vegas Vinyl and Record City. Those were great. Some of you saw a picture in my hotel room where I had my records, and you saw this one. I'm not doing a review about this. There are many videos, I think, on YouTube now doing a review. I bought this record. I hope you can see the price sticker for $99.99 at the InGroove. I ordered it online and sent it to my friends, so I saved a lot of postage money. In Germany, it's between 140 and 150 euros, so that was a good deal. At Thanksgiving, I was invited to have dinner with some friends, and we met in a collector's house. And that was pretty interesting. He allowed me to film some of his collection. He is now selling some stuff, he's rearranging some stuff, so that was awesome. And we talked about Thriller, and he said, you know what, let's have a listen session. So he invited everybody to sit back, so we listened to a version of Thriller. I can't tell you which one it was. If it was the first pressing, second pressing, I have no idea, because I was so overwhelmed by his system. You know, he had speakers like cars almost, you know. That was, don't ask me details, I have no idea about this, but this was very impressive. And then we listened to this one. And the overall opinion was that the remix of this record was disliked. I've grown up with this album like many of you, and I've heard this many countless times, and I have in my mind a blueprint how this record should sound. So, and everything that sounds different from this sounds to my ears not right, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. In my opinion, this record has a different approach. So if you want to go into every detail, getting every layer of this album, getting all the complexity of the vocal arrangements, blah, 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 this record is for you. If you want a great sounding pop record, go for an original for a fraction of the price. That's all I can say. Would I buy it again if I had heard it before? No, I wouldn't. Because, like I said, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's a different approach, but it's not the way I used to hear that record, and it's not the way I would have loved to have this remix version from Mo-Fi. So yeah, these are my 2 cents about this. All right, I bought for $4 considered one of my favorite albums, On the Rise, from Barbara Haywood on cassette. I think it's a plain copy of the record, of the reissue, but anyway, for $4. I thought this was pretty cool, and I do hope it's not a bootleg, that the family of Barbara Haywood is getting some money out of this. When I visited the friend's house, I was supposed to pick up also some records I totally forgot about, because I sent them 2 years ago to a friend of mine who works in the music business, and she had the opportunity to talk to Eddie Holland. And I asked her if it would be possible to send some records and if he could sign them. So then came COVID and it didn't work out. So she brought that package to me and said, well, I don't think that you have plans for tomorrow. And actually I had, because I wanted to meet with the Wax, with Rob at Zia Records. But she said, well, tomorrow at 12:30, someone's going to pick you up from the hotel to meet Eddie. And I was like, Eddie who? And she said, Eddie Holland. And I was like, from Holland, Dozier Holland? Yeah. You sent the records, it didn't work out. Now we made it possible because he lives in Vegas and we know him. And so, yeah, I got back some records which I thought were kind of lost. This is now signed by Eddie Holman. Martha Reith and the Vandellas. Heatwave was an original pressing. That was awesome. Also, the Supremes, Mary, Cherie, and Suzette. This is one of my favorite albums from them that has some great disco tracks on it, like, what was that track called, which I love so much and I can't remember the name. Let Yourself Go. Excuse me, I have a little flu. I'm not on top at my game. So he signed that record somewhere. He signed it here. One I found on a flea market many years ago for €3, and I still had that. It was the TCB soundtrack. No, actually I got it for €1. Got it for €1 back then, and he also signed that. Whoops. I'll show you this one later. One of the most famous compilations from the Supremes up here in Germany is Holland, Dozier Holland. Which is great. And I also sent a single, Why Can't We Be Lovers, from them. This is also an OG. I'll put that up here. I Hear Symphony. I love this record. High Energy, which is not my very best favorite 70s Supremes album, but yeah, it's also a good one. But my favorite one is the Marie, Cherie, and Suzette album. Martha Reeves, Dance Party, which is nowadays pretty hard to come by. It's also signed by Martha Reeves and now Eddie Holland. Sugar and Spice. I love the 70s science fiction series. I love UFO, I love all the science fiction movies, Soylent Green, all of them. Buck Rogers, I love these. And there's also a TV show which had only 2 seasons, and it was called Space 1999. And I found out that one of the leading ladies from that shows, which played Dr. Helena Russell, Barbara Bain, is still with us. And so I sent her these 2 records. This one is the original soundtrack. And this one is a kind of audio book with 3 stories of space. So that was pretty cool. And I love this show so much that I also sent her my DVD covers for the show. So that was pretty awesome. The 4 tops. That was the final of the bunch, which I also had to bring home, and it was kind of unexpected because, like I thought, it might be lost, the package, but she found it again. So don't worry if I stack these up. There are no records inside. Okay, so let's get to the first one, which is new. And this is pretty cool. I love Agnes Moorehead. Not just because of Bewitched, but she also did some great audio work in the 40s and 50s, and that was awesome. So I was able to get for $20 this wrong number Thriller on vinyl, and I'm so happy that it kind of made it safe home. So this is a complete set. There's also a little book included. This is 1 record. once again, here is the book included, which I haven't seen. Printed in the US, about the actress. Sorry, wrong number. Some informations about this. So, and the seller also put in some cardboard in it to protect it, and that was pretty cool. And this is the second record of Agnes Moorehead's Decca Unbreakable Records. Wow. Okay, yeah, well, they were quite heavy. So this is just, I'm so happy to get this also complete with all the records. And I tell you what, my ultrasonic cleaner will be doing some overtime work. All right, let's turn around and get the other records, because there are quite a few. Just trying to get them one after one after one out. Okay, I got myself Cathy Lister and OG pressing. I love Cathy. Okay, I'm a big fan of gospel music, 70s gospel music. So this is We Need More Love from the fabulous Watts Community Choir, produced by Brother Henderson. It's still in shrink, but the record is out because I bought some gospel records. I was so happy to get them. They were in shrink for 40 years. They were warped. I kind of made them playable again, but it's not the best experience. The Clark Sisters, OG, from Sound of Gospel. This is the back. So I haven't cleaned them yet. They're still in the paper sleeve. I will remove that. One I was very happy about to get is James Brown. It's a mother, and it's also a promo. So this is VCLT. I got 3 from Bobby Spittin' the Truth about records, and he sent them to my friend for free. And it was so great because I love Carolyn Franklin. And I think this one is also still in the shrink, hasn't been opened since, I think 1973 was this one. And hopefully it's not warped, but Carolyn Franklin, sister of Aretha Franklin, she sounds phenomenal. If you have a chance to see a record of her, you'll be blown away. Big fan of her. Big fan of her. So this is Mary Clayton, also still in shrink, hasn't been opened yet. The corner here is pretty stuffed, but otherwise I'm looking so forward to open it. And the original price was 99 cents. All right, Mary Clayton. There's a documentary about background singers. She's in that, and she is awesome. If you find some stuff of her, go and get it. This is, I think, a 1957 repress of Here's Little Richard. I got this for $5, I think. No. This one was $40. Sorry. This one was $40 in Record City, and it's in very good condition. All right. Always wanted to have this record. Been looking for this record for a long time, and I finally found it for a decent price. I'm a Loser. Doris Luke, OG, pressing. This is the back. Awesome. So I got this next one from an auction from the Ingroove. Etta James, OG pressing from 1970. Great record. I love it. Also got this one from the auction. Still in shrink. Ella Fitzgerald. I love Ella, so I needed to have this one as well. So this one was pretty cheap, I think $2 or $3. Lorraine Johnson, classical disco record. It's on white label. It's even a promo. Got this very cheap. This next one is a classic, and getting her records in a good shape for a decent price is very difficult. They sometimes start at $100. So this is Ann Peebles' I Can Stand the Rain, OG pressing. The Primetime Gospel featuring Barbara Watkins. That's a great, fantastic 70s gospel record. It's OG, so really can't wait to get this. I make a little break up here because I need to drink something, and I'll also clean up here to show you the other records. So hold on for a minute. All right, here we go again. Rosalind and Charles, rare gospel record, great 70s vibes. The Whispers, very cheap to find. I'm a great fan of the Whispers, so this one I was missing. The Controllers, In Control, a great classic. So yeah, had to have this as well. So this was the one I bought in Moon Records, and I love this album so much because of Don Conway's version of Feelings. So yeah, happy to have that for $15. What can I say? I love Mike from the In-Groove. I'm a big fan of his channel, so I also took the opportunity to get the Wild Times. And yeah, that's great. In the back, I put in some 45s to make sure that they're not getting broken. So I'm showing you these as well. That's why I love this dual package record sleeve so much. I did send 2 packages of these plus inner sleeves to my friend to make sure that I can put the records for in them to make sure that they're not getting damaged during the travel. And I also needed some. So, the Wild Times. Sydney Barnes. This is a great disco album. I don't know why I got this one from. Maybe it was an extra. I checked the vinyl and it's pretty scratched. Not to affect that I can't play it, but yeah, maybe it was a +1. You can never get wrong with Jackie Moore. So I got Sweet Charlie Babe as an OG for, I think it was $4. So I couldn't let it there for $4. If you are an Elvis fan, this might be something for you. That's the way it is, the radio promo spots. Can you see that? So back in the days when you were being on a radio show, you put on these records, and wow, you played these records, and you had the some promo spots, and you had like cut 1 to 2, 60 seconds, 30 seconds. I don't know. I hope you can you see that? I hope you can see that. And so these are pretty rare. So I was very happy to get one. Also, I have Baby I Need Your Loving, 4 tops, which was in a package for Eddie Holman. And I got my first ever original Sun records. Jerry Lee Lewis, a whole lot of shaking going on. And one of my new favorite songs is Miss Froggy from Warren Smith. So I love that one. That's pretty cool. All right. Stay tuned for another package. Okay. Angel Bofill, Angel of the Night. That was $4.98 in Record City, still in shrink. Looked fine, so I had to have it. I love this record for a long time, wanted to have it for a long time, I actually never see it. And sometimes when I look for a record and I look and don't find it, I take the easy way and go and check Discogs. I was not having the best experience with Discogs so far, but yeah, when I found this one in a record store, this thing, I mean, really, this is so beaten up. Can you see the corners and everything? But the vinyl is playable, and I love this. The Party Freaks from Miami is such a cool record, such a cool dance record. So I needed to have it. All right, Love and Beauty. The new Damon Dozier album. Lament Dozier, I'm sorry. Still not on top. Great record. Past, present, and the futures. They're all OG. I wanted to have In the Wee Hours from him, but I couldn't find a decent copy. Usually finding copies of these records from this artist in very good condition is difficult because they were played to death. And here I have Only the Lonely as an OG. I think this was $5, so great. Strangers in the Night, we have a German connection to it because composer Bert Kaempfert contributed the musical part of that song, and for $5.98, Strangers in the Night, needed to have it. Lady Rose, Still and Shrink, and here's the Final Son record. Also great disco album, so got it very cheap. And here you find my last Son single, which is Jerry Lee Lewis. I'm sorry if you can't see it. Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire. So I got this one as a gift from Record City. I only got this because it has an Elvis connection to it. The Lennon sisters sang on this record Blue Hawaii and Can't Help Falling in Love. So America's singing sweethearts with the 12 all-time great hits of its time. So as it features Blue Hawaii, I think it must be around 1972, sorry, and it's on orange vinyl, and it's super big. I show it to you. So it's still in some kind of shrink, and it's from, I think it's from Japan. It's an orange one, and you can see it has some Japanese things on it. Great color, by the way, but this one really needs very good cleaning runs, I'll tell you that. But it was a gift, and I'm very interested to hear the Lennon sisters sing the hits of their time. And I'm trying to get this in there. So, yeah. And I also got, this was pretty fast sold out in Germany, I got the Elvis soundtrack from the movie, and there are mixed reviews about this. I kind of like it, some people hate it. But I'm a fan. I needed to have it. Alright, I would say stay tuned for the next part. All right, here we are again. Revelation, I love this group. I think they had only 2 albums. This, I think, is the second one, and it's called Get in Touch. Some great vocals on it, can only recommend it. This one took me so long to find it, and I was so happy that I got it on eBay for a super cheap price, for a reasonable price, because sometimes this record is 150 euros, and I got it very cheap. And this is, I think, an OG or an early pressing of one of my favorite Christmas albums. A Christmas Gift from You. Once again, I think this is the third one. The second one I got as an BCLT from Bobby, and this is, once again, Caroline Franklin. I love her. And If You Want Me, Caroline Franklin. And next to her, who should have been better than Aretha herself? This one I was also trying to get because A, I love this album, and B, I wanted to have it with the hyper sticker on it. And this was on Discogs over 100 euro. And I asked some seller what makes this pressing so special? And he said, I don't know. I said 100 because someone else said 100. I said, okay, so I got this one for $20 on eBay. Great record. All the faces are from Bobby Miles. This next one is a gospel record which was recommended to me by Mazzy, and it's Let Us Go Into the House of the Lord. I love this cover. Alright, Bloodstone. No 70s music without Bloodstone. Riddle of the Things. Awesome record. And of course, Willie Hutch, Color of Her Sunshine. Got this for $2 and needed to have it. Okay, let's go to another pile. Ready? Okay, me too. So this is Electrified by Ernie Hines. This is the reissue, which I also ordered at the In Groove for $21.99 plus tax. So that was pretty cheap. Margaret, Where Is the Love? Got this also very cheap. Can't wait to hear it. It's a great record. The Harold Wheeler, sorry, some records. Black Cream, awesome. Jimmy Sweeney, if you're also an Elvis fan, he sang the demo version of Without You, which Elvis sang in the late 50s. He tried to sing it, but yeah, this was the original singer. Dorothy Moore, great record. Was difficult to find a clean copy. This one I got from Zia Records for $5.99, The Glory Train, the Watson Sisters. So never heard of them, can hardly wait to hear it. These two ones, no, this one I bought at Biggest Vinyl for $18. Lolita Holloway's 2-disc set, can hardly wait to play it. And here we have Sonny Charles, The Sun Still Shine. I got this extremely cheap, it's still in shrink, and don't judge a book by its cover. All I can say about this. So, ready for another pile? Yeah, me too. So, this is the last pile, I think. I hope so. Yeah, I think it's the last pile. So, once again, Don Covey, Super Dude #1. Got this for $10. Very cheap, great records. The Run-Out Groove, Superfly, I got this recommended all the time, so I had to have it because I love the movie, I love the soundtrack of the movie, and includes poster and a turntable mat. I won't use the turntable mat, but otherwise I think that's a great package. There's no price sticker on it, but I think I didn't pay way too much for it. And there's also a second LP with outtakes and demos and all of that. So as far as I know, the first LP is AAA and the second was digital file. But anyway, I'm super happy about getting this. So next one for $45.99 plus tax. The stereo version of John Coltrane's Blue Train. Can't wait to play that. I love Blue Train. What can I say? No more words needed about this album. Like I said, I'm a big Ella Fitzgerald album, so it was quite obvious for me to get Ella and Lewis again from Analog Productions. And it's quite obvious for me to get this one from Analog Productions, and I can hardly wait to hear it. And I was so happy that they were finally back in stock. One of my favorite artists. If you're an Elvis fan, you're also a Buddy Holly fan, and so yeah, getting this was awesome. All right, I think that was it. So this was my my record haul from Vegas, and you know what? Let's open it up. Let's open some records up. It's called The Shrink Must Go. Really? So therefore, aren't they? Okay. I bought so many gallons of distilled water, you have no idea. Look at this. This is, oh my god, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, now I see it. You can crack this open. You should have told me. Eller and Lewis for $38.99 plus tax. This is, I mean, this is so beautiful. I'm always very careful. Open this up. Look at the pictures. I mean, awesome. This is gonna be a great Christmas. I'll be in front of my record player like all the time. Order the gritter, one thing or the other. Once again, this is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I can't praise Analog Productions enough, so this one is from Tone Poet. I decided to go for the stereo version because price-wise it was a better deal, and yeah, I kind of prefer a stereo version in some cases, not in every case, but in some cases. So yeah, here it is. Also, it's very thick cardboard, very well done. So you really get something for your money. That's for sure. All right. So this one has some damage on the cover, but that doesn't matter as long as the records are fine, right? How do I open this up? This is number 3089. So that wasn't very well packed. I've seen it when I got rid of the packaging box, so you can see there's quite some damage. You know, what's great is that they didn't pack the records within the sleeve, and believe it or not, polyline sleeves. Wow. All right. So do we have a record, an older record up here where I can, you know, we take this one. It's still in the original shrink hasn't been opened up. And, you know, I still have to practice how to open them up. So I've learned that I have to do this against the jeans, and then I have to do this. So let's see. Nope, it doesn't really work. So I think this one is from, oh, well, from the beginning of the 80s. I have to see it again. It sounds great. It's a very cheap record, and well. Ooh, yeah, that's the smell of 1980. What is it? There's no year here. Let's see. 1982. That's the smell of 1982. Wow, that's. Whew. All right, maybe I have another one to open the shrink. No, don't, but another older one, but come on, let's open up the electrified. So once again, I'm doing this. I have no idea if this is correct what I'm doing, but I just have no talent for this, I tell you that. If I see other people's videos, they just click, they're open, and with me it's just a pain in the ass. So. Well, I'll get better. I'll get better. So, of course, this is a reissue, so it's not an old record, and paper sleeve. You know what? There's a pressing issue on this one. Yeah, there's some kind of, I don't know what's the English word for it. If you get on something which is really hot, you get that on your skin. I don't know what's the English word for it, but it's on that record. I should have done the $8 plus and checking server with Mike to make sure, but you know, I just try to skip the track. Otherwise, there's a lot of dirt on it. But anyway, we'll see. So I hope you enjoyed the mess I made. These were the records I brought home from Vegas, and there will be another episode about the one record. And yeah, I'll now get ready to start the degritter, and like I said, it's gonna be some tough and awesome days to listen to the records, and I can hardly wait. And thanks so much for joining me on this trip, and for the questions and the tips and everything I got on this to visit certain record stores. It was a blast. So thanks everybody for watching. If you made it this far, congratulations, and I see you next week with another episode of Hidden Jewels of Soul and Disco. Bye.